How's it going, trainers? Alongside the upcoming 2022 Halloween event in Pokemon Go, we'll see the return of Giratina's altered and origin form to raids, but this time around, both will have access to their signature move, Shadow Force. So as always with these types of videos, let's discuss if this new exclusive move will better Giratina, or if it should be left in the shadows. Welcome back, everyone. So at long last, we're finally going to get Giratina's signature move in Pokemon Go. Last November, we actually did a speculative analysis on Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina's signature moves. So now we'll see how close we were with Shadow Force. Starting with its rating viability, let's look at its stats. Now at first, seeing 100 energy and 140 power may remind you of the underwhelming Poltergeist that we saw on Litwick Calm Day. But unlike that move, Shadow Force has a much faster cooldown of 1.9 seconds. This is almost twice as fast as Poltergeist, which had an over 3-second cooldown, meaning with Shadow Force, you'll be able to resume attacking even faster. So what does this mean for Giratina and raids? Well, for the raid-oriented origin form, Shadow Force will be an upgrade over Shadow Ball, believe it or not. It'll do better damage per second for sure, and its bulk will make it a solid anchor for your team. The bad news though? Brutal Swing Hydreigon still beats it most of the time. Against Psychic or Ghost bosses, Hydreigon's speed of damage is still better, and its Dark typing is even better than Giratina's bulk. Still though, while Hydreigon is still best, that doesn't mean Giratina Origin isn't still really good. How close were we from our original prediction though? Well, we predicted 50 energy to make it a 2-bar move for raids, but we were still right that the move would be an improvement over Shadow Ball, so there's that. But moving on to PvP, it's a different story. Both Giratina forms are very good in PvP, with the altered form being better for Ultra and the Origin generally being better for Master. Honestly, I don't think either needs a really good signature move to make them even more dominant, and it looks like Niantic realized that as well. Although, did they go a bit too far? Shadow Force has a base power of 120 damage in PvP, but it costs a tremendous 90 energy. In PvP, 90 energy is insanely high, and not in a good way. All PvP moves up to this point have had a max energy of 80, with the only exception being Struggle, which had 100. So now, Shadow Force joins Struggle in the over 80 energy club. Slightly redeeming though for Shadow Force is that it's much more powerful, but still, 120 power for 90 energy isn't anything amazing. As it stands though, the move is definitely usable for Giratina Altered in PvP. You can still use Dragon Claw and Ancient Power, but Shadow Force will still work as a solid enough closing move, albeit an expensive one. So in a perfect scenario, I'd say Shadow Force is better, but opponents don't always fall for baits, so that's not guaranteed to happen. Shadow Force will be excellent when opponents' shields are down though, so overall, I'd say it's a decent side grade for Altered Giratina, while the Origin form will almost always prefer Shadow Ball for PvP. Again, neither of these Pokemon really needed amazing new moves like Psystrike on Mewtwo or Aeroblast on Lugia, but maybe it is a missed opportunity to make them this underwhelming. Still though, maybe it's not a bad thing that you don't need Shadow Force on Giratina to be successful, it's just another option. But yeah, that's Shadow Force Giratina. A weird one for sure. If you're into raiding, this will be a solid upgrade for Origin Giratina, but for PvP, it's not super necessary. I suppose I could see a buff in the future though, but I think Niantic knows what they're doing making this move bad. It's a bit unfortunate, but I can't say I totally blame them. But let me know what you think about this move in the comments below, and if you like this move analysis, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos. We'll be doing an analysis on Ursaluna and its Community Day move High Horsepower as we get closer to November Calm Day, so you don't want to miss that. Until then though, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you get lots of shiny Giratina. Take care.